Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Diaphone. The Guilty Gear patch just released, and I wanted to do a couple things. One, I wanted to talk about who the most buff characters are and the most nerf characters are in this patch. Well, I have the tier list right in front of you. Spoiler alert. But we're going to go through each of the characters and show a visual changelog of some of the most important changes and why I think these characters got buffed, neutral, or, got nerfed, right? So, compiled a select number of tweets and we'll go through it. So let's talk about Soul first. One of the biggest changes is he gets a counter hit confirm off the Bandit Bringer. I think it's really strong. In general, I think Soul lost some damage, specifically corner damage, but he actually gained some damage, right? So he has a few different combos he can do. Do different combo routes. This is another example. He has a lot of different routes that really benefit. So this is Deb, one of the best souls in the world. She said one of the confirms, I think the new mid-screen 5k route does about 50 more damage than the last version. So they actually gave this character more damage, which is sort of kind of crazy, right? Yeah, because that's possible because of the GH change, I believe. Yeah, pretty crazy. It's a universal change, but it affected Soul, and lets him get pretty good combos like that, right? So yeah, just overall, I think the character's buffed, even though he's took some nerfs. The other thing I didn't show that I think is really good is the Bandit Bringer kind of serves as like a Rekka, so you can do the second follow-up or you don't do the second follow-up. And I think in general, because you have more freedom with that, I think it's going to be a buff. Alright, so let's talk about Kai. I think Kai is buffed as well. He's actually one that I think might be super buffed. He's kind of on the border. He does a lot more chip damage, especially when you're in shock state. But what's crazy, look at this chip damage when he's in Dragon install. And the fact that look how much chip this super does. It's like almost 30%. It's actually kind of crazy. But not only that, he gets better setups, right? So this fireball recovers quicker, which means you can bait out like DPs better, but you can also do like cross-ups after. So you have way more mix-up, and I think he's gonna be a pretty scary character this patch. Alright, so let's talk about Mei. Mei is kind of one of the ones I was like on the borderline. I put maybe nerf. She did get some buffs though. So for example, she has new hit confirms. That's again possible due to the new changes and like the air routing, Gatlings and whatnot. So pretty good. Mei actually does more damage this patch than she used to last patch. The issue is that Dolphin can now be 6P'd really easily. It lost its lower hitbox, and so if you're trying to go for those fame traps, it reduces her. Well, it increases her risk, right? So it reduces the risk reward for doing Dolphin, just in general. I personally really like the change, but if I was a Mei player, I would be pretty hurt by this change because Dolphin is such a major cornerstone of her game plan. So I think overall she's slightly nerfed, but again, she got some good stuff to make up for it for sure. So Axel, a lot of people I'm kind of unsure about this. I put him in unsure. There's a lot of like Axel doomsdaying on Twitter. People are saying like his JS got nerfed. Like pre-patch, I'm pretty sure this would have hit, although he's not really doing it at the right height. It also has like a worse hitbox, so it gets beaten by a lot of different things. Like Kai 2H will beat it now, for example. But in return, you get some really cool stuff like this. So you can air dash cancel the JS, right? And when that happens, you can just do like super sick combos like this. So he gets more damage, he gets like better hit confirms off JS, but he gets a worse hitbox on JS. Is that a buff or a nerf? I'm not really sure, to be honest. But I think once this shakes out, people will know. So talk about another controversial character. People are saying Chipp got super nerfed because his K Alpha Blade is a couple frames slower. I'll tell you what, I think this character might actually be buffed. But you know, just in all fairness, I'll put maybe buff, maybe nerfed. I was playing against Chipp online. I still got hit by K Alpha Blade. I'm not gonna front. And he got some pretty cool stuff to make up for it. So, guys, let me know if you will block this. This is from Summit, one of the best chips in Japan, right? And he just goes, due to the new combo corners carry he has, he can go coast to coast without spending meter. Absolutely crazy. And if you block that, let me know if you block this one. Yeah, pretty gross. I had to duck out of the way there so you didn't have any excuses. Pretty disgusting. So yeah, just the combo routing that he has is just crazy. You can, as you can see from that clip, he can just go coast to coast. His combos are way more consistent, and I think that might actually push him above, but you know, someone can react to K Alpha Blade more consistently now. You know, it might equalize. Alright, so next we got Potemkin. So Rufomonger, shouts to him, making pretty cool guides on his YouTube. Also put some really good Twitter tech out. So this is, there's two changes that I think kind of make Pot in the buff tier. He can cancel his 6P, and he has really good specials to cancel the 6P into. So when you block this, you're like Potemkin's plus, and you basically have to guess between a command grab and a 2K. So just even jumping at him while blocking, you're put in a way crappier situation now. And this is, he's showing off an OS that like on counter hit you actually get heavily Potemkin Buster, which is pretty cool. A lot of characters just can't do this kind of OSs though. The other thing that I don't have a clip of here is that he can cancel JD, and JD is the butt slam, and then you can cancel the Mega Fist. So basically it makes JD a way safer tool to use. And I've blocked JD a lot, and I still think it doesn't put you in the best situation when you block, but now you have to deal with Mega Fist. It's going to be very annoying to deal with. So I think Pod is definitely in the buff tier. But he did lose a couple things like scaling on some of his specials. So in the super buff tier, I think it's the first character we're talking about, Faust. So I think Faust got a lot of cool changes. This is just showing off some new sequences, because again, you get more hit stun or more height from the JS. I mean the 6P counter hit, so you can throw more items and get some pretty cool Oki here. Which means you get more item tosses, which you didn't really used to get. So pretty cool stuff. This is the buff that I'm sure you guys have seen. I think it's pretty cracked out. It's even better than I initially thought. So before, that would have exploded his Afro when he would have got hit. Now, the second hit of the Afro guard crushes. And you guys know how good guard crushes are in this kind of game. It's pretty crazy. And then even like at this range, he kind of like serves as like a get-in tool. You just throw it out and get in, and the same thing full screen. You just throw it in and you can just approach, right? That's crazy. It goes even further than full screen. I think just being able to control neutral like that is really strong. The other thing I think is actually surprisingly strong is doing the command grab. And now you can get a safe jump from command grab, which is just crazy good. And the reason it's crazy good is you can go for a fuzzy right after and kind of ruin people's day that way. So Milia is also a character that got buffed. I think she's in the super buffed, right? So Milia, the clips I have aren't the best example, but she has like a lot of new converts because she can cancel different special moves. Like Turbo Fall, she can cancel into super. The Miraza, I think it's called, she can cancel into super or other special moves. So that's pretty neat. I think the fact you can cancel her 6K is really good. Means you have to rely less on Bad Moon. This also I thought was super sick. So that's another example of that cancel. You command dash through and then you cancel the kick and you get a full combo. Pretty freaking sick. I think usually when you give characters a lot of new options, it takes time to discover. So there's not quite the tech out here for her yet, but I think you guys are gonna see some. It's just some examples of blocking Milia. If you block this and you say you blocked this on YouTube, I think you're lying. I'm probably gonna downvote your post. But you know, feel free to make that post and let me know that you that you blocked that mix-up. So I think she's super buffed just because I think she gained a lot of utility. Even though it's probably gonna take a little bit of time before we see all the cracked out stuff. All right, so Zato. I think Zato is also in the super buffed, and a few reasons. Actually, the same reason that Faust and Milia are also up there is they all got a faster 5P, and 5Ps are really good in this game when they're fast, when they're, how do I say, lower than 6 frames, because even though it's only 1 frame difference, that 1 frame means you can now mash out of throws, and it means you can now mash out of certain frame traps. So even though it's a little faster, it actually means a lot. And Zato's, you know, a character that got that faster jab, and his jab's already good. But the main reason I think he's super buffed is the fact that you get more eddy meter. More eddy meter means more mix up or more damage. In this case, you can touch a death chip off of basically no risk, right? Off of a frame trap. Kind of insane, right? Here's some other cool stuff he can do. I thought this clip was really neat. So again, this is possible due to the additional eddy meter. And yeah, you get that. Yeah, kind of neat. Okay, it's really neat. It's some cool stuff. That deserves a like. But yeah, I think he's super buff as well. All right, so let's talk about Ramlethal. This character, I don't know why they buffed her. Let's be real. She was already really strong before the patch, and I think they made her super strong. They made her 214k +1. Why? Not quite sure. You also get a combo on hit. So I think you're going to see a lot of Ram players do this move more. She didn't need a plus on block move. Let's be real, guys. Yeah, I thought this was pretty neat. The fact that, keep in mind, this is from a 2k. Before, she barely got anything off a 2k. Now, she gets wall break. That's a lot bigger than you think, right? And just the record changes in general are super good. Means she can do a lot of different flexible pressure options. She gets more combo options. So she can do this too, which is it's a little technical, but it's just so funny to me. And you can mash that, by the way. It's not like an infinite block string, but it's still really good, and like it will force people to mash on you, and then you can go into the second rec and just blow them up completely for it, right? Yeah, Ram's finally in the game, guys, of course. And she also got like some other cool changes, like her, and by cool I mean unneeded, such as her sword super where it shoots the beam that now guard crushes. It's now plus on block. Why? I have no clue. I'm not gonna front. So yeah, she definitely deserves to be in super buff tier. Leo, honestly, I think he might be nerfed, but I'm still unsure here. He got some pretty cool combos like this. I think this is pretty neat. His guard point stance also got buffed, so you can like be more mobile and probably punish more things. The issue is that his 236H is slower, right? So you get worse mix up here. You know, it's easier to super. You can also get grabbed out of your H follow up to this, right? So you carry a little more risk. Same thing with like after a HDP. It can be a little hard to time, and then you can get out. So, and it also means you can react to that 236HS more too, which is kind of nice. But I actually have him down here. Yeah, I don't think his buffs are that significant, but he might be in the maybe nerfed. I don't know. I don't think his nerfs are that bad at all, to be honest. All right, so let's talk about Nagoriyuki. I personally, pre-patch, I thought Nagoriyuki was top 3 in the game, along with Soul and Leo. You know, Leo, you know, he may have got nerfed. Soul, he got buffs, but like they didn't seem that significant. Yeah, Naga's probably like, Naga's sitting pretty this patch. This clone goes so freaking fast, and you can true block string from it. It's crazy. It's more evident mid-screen, but like it's just it's crazy fast. It's like instant neutral when he does it full screen. And I was kind of worried about Nago. I thought actually Nago took a significant hit because they said he increased the scaling of Beyblade. You guys know how much how good that move is. Does this look like increased scaling to you guys? Does this look like increased scaling? Yeah, I don't think that's a bad... That's a lie. Apparently someone in the comments said it's less than 5% damage reduction. So, yeah, that's... I think there's some capping going on, you know what I'm saying? So I think Naga's definitely in the buff tier, for sure. I think that clone the clone special is really good. I think the only worry I have for Naga players is as instead of like picking from one super strong special in neutral, now you're gonna have to pick from two really strong specials in neutral, so it might require a couple more brain cells to play the character. That's the only concern I have. All right, let's talk about Geo. Geo maybe nerfed or maybe nerfed because I labeled the tiers the same thing. You know, I can now stroke characters can 6P and stroke under 5S, which is like one of her main neutral buttons. You know, she still has 2D, which is still really good, but she got some really cool stuff in return. So this is a new combo she can do. Pretty technical, looks pretty cool, and you get a safe jump too. I think that safe jump's new as well. So she has some new routes in exchange for like a little less neutral. She also lost like some 5k stuff. She also lost like pressure off her 5S. So I could see the nerf rationale, but maybe people will find some new stuff with the character. Alright, next we got Anji. So I think Anji is in the super buff tier. You know, I said that last time I made this chart. And it turns out that, you know, he's still considered like bottom 2, bottom 3. But, you know, even though he's super buffed, I don't think this character is amazingly like top tier or anything. This character is probably bottom half of the cast. But he's going to be a problem now, I think. Although I think he always was a problem, just not very many people play him. Butterfly Oki got significantly better. You know, it DPs easier and you can do stuff like that. It has way less recovery, so you can enforce your mix-up better. It's better in neutral. You have better co-combos. It just seems overall generally strong. So shout out to Clage. I think he made like 3 different tweets that I pointed back. Yeah, Co now guard crushes, but you also, it's closer, so you get more combos. A lot of cool stuff you can do with this character. The other thing that I think is really big for him is you can get a FAR 5S into Fujin. I know all the Anji players have been asking about that forever. They finally gave it to him. Maybe this character will be good now. I don't know. And you can true block string into Fujin too, which is pretty sick. So overall, I think this character is going to be good. I do think he's a harder character to play. And we'll see if people can bring out the tech with him. Alright, so Ino, character I main, I think she got super buffed. And actually, like, this isn't really fair because for a lot of the characters, I just kind of based on like the merits of their actual changes. I didn't talk too much about the system changes, but I think the system changes help Ino maybe the most of any character. I think doing JS and JH into JD is really good for pressure. It has only a small gap and you can just kind of blow people up for that. She also gets really cool combos because of that, right? So I think this is like one of the sickest combos I've seen. She literally just like flies across the whole screen doing that combo. She gets a better 5S, which is good. You can use it to poke out stuff. I'm still unsure when to use it versus 2H, but it's a really good poke. The other cool thing is, like, again, JS JD is really good. You can actually get a full combo off of it. You don't even need to spend meter. It's just really strong. So yeah, in general, I think she's super buff, half because of the changes. She also got changes to her note. It works a little better in neutral because it has less recovery. It's also a little harder to use in Oki because you have to like manually delay it after 2D, which kind of sucks, but we'll get used to it as Ino mains. Can't complain, this is a good patch for Ino. So yeah, let's talk about Goldlewis. So he got some buffs to the area, his aerial typhoons. It means he can do kind of cool stuff like this, which is pretty important against a character that can get zoned out, I think. And the other big change she got was the Skyfish. The gun he has, it recovers a lot quicker, so you can do a lot of cool stuff with it. So that's the example, but you can also use it in neutral. It's way harder to get punished. So just overall, it's a good change. He didn't really get that significant buffs, but he didn't really get any nerfs. The only real nerf I saw, which is more of a system change, FD's better, which means that you can push him out easier, right? Yeah, you can cancel out Skyfish level 2, exactly. Alright, and then Jacko's change list was like this long. I was like, oh crap, this character is gonna be so like busted now. Half the changes like didn't even mean anything. So she can do some stuff. One of the major things is that 5S 5H works now. Before it didn't. I don't know why that's a thing. So that string now works better, right? As you can see from like full range. There's some cool minion stuff you can do. I think the other significant buff she got was that she can cancel from a minion pickup, and then she can go into the super hit she has, so it can punish certain things. But overall, I think she's about the same, to be expected, because again, she's a new DLC character, and they probably think she's pretty balanced as she is. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you agree with this chart? Do you not? I'm curious to see how this will hold up over time as well. If you appreciate the content, please consider like, sharing, subscribing, and if there's any additional tech or anything you think that I should have highlighted in the video, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks everyone, and have a great day.